obviously what happened is the other brother that Sarah had an argument with, the big one, he came over. Sarah was already there.
The big one.
Yeah, he was already there. And what happened is Saracen, to be fair, he kind of instigated it because on the camera he started saying Gary Glitter, like talking about Gary, calling him Gary Glitter.
Oh, is that like his nickname they've made for him?
Yeah, saying Gary Glitter. You know Gary Glitter's a paedophile. Yeah. So he was saying, yeah, Gary Glitter basically saying he's a paedophile now. So Sarah was like, well, you can't say that because Gary's not here. He says, well, you guys.
Who's the Gary Glitter? Sarah or the other guy?
The other guy.
Oh, the other guy dropped it. Alright, cool.
Yeah, go on. So Sarah said, how can you say call Gary Glitter saying he's a paedophile, but when
Gary Google, by the way, same guy. Yeah, we call him. Yeah.
So he was basically, he said to the guy, so basically he said to Saracen, how are you going to call him a paedophile now? But when he mentioned stuff about the prophet being a paedophile, everyone gets angry. Then that brother just heard him say that and was like, what did you say? No, what? You call it paedophile? And Sarah was like, huh? Then he said, say it again. And he was like, no, but it's like, when Gary says it, you don't get angry. And then before you knew it,
it just got escalated. Yeah. Sarah's got an opinion, we can always discuss it, but it doesn't need to be getting like this.
But it wasn't his opinion. He didn't even mention that. He was actually just standing there. He was watching us not in the debate. But it's only when the brother started saying, oh, Saracen's here.
I'm with you.
Remember, it was only the point here when he started saying Gary Glitter, you know.
I said, but I didn't mean it as a paedophile thing. I swear, but I said it as a joke. Allah's my witness, I didn't mean it as a paedophile.
How many times did you say it?
I said it twice.
But he said it. So when he said it, he was asking him saying, why?
But then Sarah twisted it. Sarah twisted it and said, oh, you're calling my brother a paedophile, this, that. I go, look, the thing is, Gary does it every week to our prophet. And I said, you do it. He goes, yeah, but your prophet is a paedophile. And that brother then, that brother avoided Sarah, because I know he's a bit, he loves
both sides.
It was both different.
There's no need to say one's right or one wrong, but I think the main thing.
It's not my intention to be deliberately rude or deliberately offensive. However, once you have that right to be offensive if you want to, as do I, and you choose not to, and I choose not to, this is Hyde Park. This is not a sedate environment. Do you understand? It's not a sedate environment. And so the minute someone starts saying something and it's affecting you in that way in which you should also consider the other people who are down here who are making dawah, whether it's the Christians, whether it's the Jews, whether it's the Muslims, and understand that your behavior will lead to Hyde Park being shut down.
So last week, there was some commotion going on. I never saw it at the beginning, but I saw a guy was running towards something and you grabbed him, yes? And you was holding him. That guy, I thought he was Muslim, yeah? I saw you holding him, yes? But because I saw other people when I saw the policeman, I heard people saying, he tried to attack someone, he tried to hurt him. I came and I tried to hold him with you, yes, ain't it? Now, if I was just biased, my religion tells me to speak the truth even if it's against yourself. So the fact is you was holding a Muslim. That is my brother, yes? And the whole thing is that if it's just, he's Muslim, I'm Muslim, then we both would have fought you.
You know, the only thing is, we have to tell the full story, because I don't mind who wants to fight me.
Yeah.
That's just life. Yeah. Do you understand? Whatever happens, just happens. That's life. Do you understand? So that doesn't faze me no way whatsoever.
But did I try to fight you?
Let me just try to fight you. You haven't told the whole story.
What do you mean? Well, I wasn't there from the beginning. I told the whole story from where I came in.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Even though I'm a big guy, the one thing that I don't like, are bullies, and I'm talking about proper bullies. Yeah, I don't like bullies, whether it's psychological or whether it's physical. Yeah. I saw a man being attacked in the park. 3 times I went to this guy and I held the guy and I said to him, calm yourself down. Yeah. Do you understand? Don't go to jail. Jail isn't good. I'm just telling you, getting nicked is not like getting nicked first time. You don't get no legal aid. Do you understand? You're gonna need 2 to 3 grand to pay your lawyer up front. Do you understand? When you go to court, they charge you. They charge you now for the prosecution costs, and even over a little bullshit, you can be 7-8 grand down, before you even consider the criminal record.
I know.
Now, when he said that, now hold on. What people were doing, people were trying to stop him. The guys who he was trying to tackle was there, and I stood there. Now, I wasn't trying to defend that guy who was at the park. You know what I was trying to defend? The integrity of Hyde Park, because I know as someone who's been in the licensing trade with businesses, that all it takes is for the officers to go to the local council and make an order, and that order like that can close down Hyde Park. When the guy went away, came back again, threw his friend out the way, went, and I gripped him up, and I said, behave yourself, and I hold him there. That's all that happened. There was no fists were thrown, there was nothing whatsoever, he was held. Yeah, I didn't want him to get nicked, nothing whatsoever. So let me just clarify that. The other part that I would make, Hussain, is simply this. Where Sarah's concerned, Sarah has his way of speaking. I've made clear, is it my way of speaking? No, it's not. It's not. But he has his right to speak how he wishes to speak. If I choose, there are certain people here who wish to speak to me, and I choose not to speak to them. I've told them to their face, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to you because I know it's going to end up in a problem, and I don't want a problem. When I come here specifically because it's not the road. You understand? I don't care if I'm insulted. I don't care if somebody has a different view to me. You understand? That's the beauty of Hyde Park. But all of this nonsense, you know, how would you feel if you said this when you were speaking about your mum and dad? Let me tell you this, I don't believe the God that you're speaking about is so capricious. You understand? I just don't believe that at all. And many of these people believe that they're defending their so-called God by their behavior, and they're not. What they're doing, they're showing how ignorant and backwards they are. You understand? That's my view and that's my belief.
Okay. All that information you gave me before, I didn't see that. All I saw is that you running towards a guy, yeah, and I heard that he had to attack someone. So you had your arms around him.
Yes.
If it was just I was just tribal, yeah, he's Muslim, I'm Muslim, I would have attacked you with that guy. Yes?
That wouldn't have been a wise thing to do.
No, I'm not afraid of you.
He's not saying the threat way. No,
I'm not afraid of you.
Nothing like that.
I'm not afraid of you.
Let me tell you this.
Whether you think it's wise or...
You see, hold on a second.
Whether you think it's wise or...
You see if you're going to talk like that,
yeah?
you see if you're going to talk like that, then I'm going to done the conversation.
What do you mean?
Because you're the one that...
No,
hold on.
You said already, you're taking it the wrong way. You said to me it would be wise. Like I should...
I'm telling you.
Like you could bust me up or something. I don't care.
That it wouldn't be wise.
Hold on.
But the point I'm making, because if I want to speak the truth,
yeah,
I'm going to speak the truth. And the truth is this. When you came over there, Hussain, if you want me to tell you the real truth,
yeah,
if you go on, I'll give you a website to go on.
Yeah.
When you came over there were no police there.
What do you mean?
There was no police there in the beginning when you came over.
He was running away.
No. I said that when you ran over there was no police.
Okay.
What you did, you understand, you moved me out of the way, yeah, and you went in and you held on to him. At that time, I heard the narrative you came, there was no police there. Police came there afterwards.
Okay, my point is this. You had your arms around a brother, yes?
Yeah, let's not digress.
You had hold on, my point is this.
Why you keep making the same point?
Hold on, you speak for a long time and I haven't spoken twice now, about 3 times.
You know, I said that I don't really do this talking thing, brother.
This is amazing, this is what happens, yeah?
What are you going to do now?
You spoke over there, you spoke about 3 times.
Is this a YouTube thing?
No, it's not.
Because I said the last time I spoke
This is a
to you,
piece.
the last time I said I spoke to you, I took you and we went over there and we spoke by ourselves. Yeah, so what is this now? Is this a YouTube thing?
No, YouTube thing.
Whereby
Bro, you spoke 3 times, I haven't spoken. I'm saying to me, you was explaining to you, I said, look, if it was a tribal thing and you had your arms around
You've said that 4 times now.
Yeah, but same way,
you're trying to say
you're standing there and we saw that, we'll jump in.
Exactly.
What are you trying to say?
You're trying to say never.
Then what's going to happen?
I said I never said that. I said I never joined in on the person's side because I had him an attacker. I helped him to restrain the person.
You're trying to say he's not biased.
It wasn't that.
I think his point is without the aggressive point. He's trying to say
was this. He had his arms around a Muslim and was holding him to stop him to go and attack someone. I heard people say
I had my arms around somebody who was behaving violently.
That's what I mean.
You saw the situation for where it was. That's why you're actually
I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm saying that a guy was trying to attack someone, yes, and this guy restrained him because he was in right and restraining him. Because he was right and restraining him, I didn't take the Muslim side. I restrained him with the Muslim and told him to calm down. And he was telling him to calm down. I joined him and said, calm down, calm down. That's what I'm trying to say. Because my religion tells me that you don't just join a Muslim if he's in a wrong.
You've got to do what's right. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong.
And the people are trying to stop him. You join the people that are trying to stop the victim. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
what's right is right,
all the Muslims in the park are down with, he's Muslim if he's doing something wrong, I'm going to join him. Secondly, I'm going to say, yes, I know when I come to this park, Joseph Smith, I know there's many Christians in this park. If I come to this park, my prophet is going to be so insulted in my religion.
Be ready for that.
I know Joseph Smith is going to be here talking about Aisha and the prophet and talking about, I know this. So what I do, first of all, I don't go around them, yeah? But what I would say is this, and if you come here and you can't take people insulting your prophet, don't come here. Because it's going to kick off.
Like what you
but what I would say is that if this park was in a different area, say it was in a place where it was mainly white, yeah? Or just say it was here, and there was some white fundamentalists came here, and every week here, they do have the freedom of speech to go around going nigga this, yeah? If you had a guy that was brave enough to do that...
Yeah, but if someone's going around saying nigga, obviously it's a bit much, isn't it?
It's a bit much, a bit excessive.
Discussions can get heated at times,
exactly, but what I'm trying to say is that if you had a white guy...
Most of the books, one of the main things is peace and love.
I agree with you.
100%.
So, regardless of anything,
I believe...
nothing needs to result to violence, because when it does result to violence, that means you can't handle the conversation.
What's your name?
You understand?
What's your name? Jason. I agree with you that people have the right to say whatever they say here. But there's a difference between what
you're talking about you.
Yeah.
With respect, the problem isn't you. Yeah, but you seem to be the spokesman for these guys all the time. I'm not knocking that. You know, like I'm a blessed of the peacemakers type brother. You understand? But every single time something happens down here where black people are concerned, they seem to send you in.
No one sends me in.
No, you know what I mean by that. No.
No one says what I mean.
Calm down a minute.
This is not content, man.
Hussain.
You know what I mean. I take that you didn't mean that.
With respect. You know that's not how I meant it.
I know.
You understand? You'll put yourself up. You understand? You'll put yourself up in order to try and dampen it down. There is nothing wrong with that. Let me make that very, very clear. But the apology is not yours, to make. The point is that these other brothers then, who are so touchy that anything leads to violence. And can I just say to you, and take this in the correct sense, do you know why these guys are so quick to talk about violence? Because they've never seen real violence, horrendous violence. Yeah, violence whereby when you put somebody in the ground, you're not going to see them on Saturday night when you go out. They've not seen horrendous violence. People who have seen horrendous violence, the last thing that they want ever, is to see horrendous violence again. And these guys far too casually speak about thumping off somebody's face, chopping off somebody's head. Sorry, you must agree with me that behavior cannot be right.
I agree. I have the freedom of speech here. I have the freedom of speech to come down here and insult other people's religion.
I'm coming in, 1 second,
I have the freedom in this park to come to this park every week and insult other people's religion. I don't do it. The reason why is that even though I have the right to do it, I don't want, to insult and harm other people. A white person does have the freedom to come to this park every week and go nigga. It's not. And theoretically, no one should harm you. So we love our prophet, and people know we love our prophet, and you want to keep on. People want to keep on calling him child molester, this, that, whatever. You have the right to do that. Me, myself, I have the freedom to insult other people's religion, but I don't do it. You don't. I hear you talking about Prophet Muhammad. I hear you speaking about. You disagree with Islam strongly. You don't believe in it at all. But I've never heard you. No, what I mean is you don't. You're not Muslim, I would say.
I said to you that I have questions. I have.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Let me just clarify this. I said that I have valid questions. Regarding Islam.
Okay.
This is what I've said, and I don't ever recall myself ever since I've been down here mentioning the Prophet's name and not said alayhi salam behind it. Because whilst it might not be my belief system, I recognize for other people it is their belief system. So it's not my intention to be deliberately rude or be deliberately offensive. However, once you have that right to be offensive if you want to, as do I, and you choose not to, and I choose not to, this is Hyde Park. This is not a sedate environment. Do you understand? It's not a sedate environment. And so the minute someone starts saying something and it's affecting you in that way in which you should also consider the other people who are down here who are making dawah, whether it's the Christians, whether it's the Jews, whether it's the Muslims, and understand that your behavior will lead to Hyde Park being shut down. I'm not going to stand up, just like how you'll stand up for your Muslim brother, and there is nothing wrong with that, because if I was, I would do the same. But at the same time, Sarah still remains my brother, good or bad, he remains my brother. And when he's going to be surrounded and people are going to say, we're going to do X, Y, Z, remember, if Sarah had put his hands up first and done X, Y, Z, then what happens to him is his business, because he acted in a way, that elicited a just response. Do you understand? But it's not. What he's used is words. He's used words, which means that there is somebody who doesn't have the ability to control themselves. Do you understand? Well, if you're then going to attack him, I'm not going to stand up there and watch that, because I understand that the law says that I'm allowed to use reasonable force, in my defense of others if they're being attacked. So I'm saying again, and let me just be very clear, the problem isn't Hussain Thomas. You are not the problem. What's your name again, brother?
Rosa.
Yeah. Well, when you speak to Rosa, you can see Rosa's demeanour. You understand? He is not the problem, or some of the other Muslims here that we spoke to are not the problem. There is a small sect, there is a small sect and a small group of brothers who believe that in order to enjoin themselves to what they believe is the table of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they've got to act in a particular way. I genuinely do not believe the God that they think that they worship thinks like them.
I understand with you, but there's a lot of people as well who have love for the Prophet, and they think that Sarah is coming to her part. And I don't look. I've had about 4 or 5 heated debates with Sarah. We've got it on way when there's never been a fight. That whole incident was nothing to do with debate. Yes. But there's a whole lot of people that love the Prophet, and every week Sarah doesn't come and talk about Kemet. He doesn't educate people on what he believes. What he does, the Prophet is this.
About Kemet for about
I'm saying in general, in the situation, maybe Sarah's changed. But from the 3 years I've known, and they even did a program on Titans TV called What is Our Creed? Because I said to Jibril, and we had to talk about it, and he agreed that Kemets have been coming to the park for 3 years, and up until this day I still ain't learned nothing about Kemet. I'm not saying you're Kemet yourself. They just came to the park, and every week was Islam this, Islam that, Islam that. Not once did anyone say we are Kemet, we believe in God, we don't believe in God, we believe in this, we believe in that. It was just Islam, 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 Islam. So the whole thing, you can understand why Muslims who love their Prophet are just thinking, you man come to the park, let me finish, and all you do is insult our religion. Like, are you trying to push something? Are you trying to push something with us? What I'm saying. At the end of the day, if you can't take it, if you can't, I respect please, brother, please, brother.
One at a time, one at a time. The man said free speech.
I'm speaking to him.
We're not to be apologizing.
Hold on, I'm speaking to him. What's your manners?
It's manners, brother.
I'm having a conversation, Aki. I'm having a conversation.
You can be at the same time, one man here is double standard because you defend Sarah when it's wrong, same way.
I'm having a conversation.
So you better we leave or let them fight and done.
We're having
no fighting, no fighting.
Whatever Muslim brother, I'm from Muslim brother.
This is manners. This is what the deen teaches us.
Brother, you don't have to apologize. No man, I'm telling you like this.
This is what the deen teaches us.
Let me tell you, brother, I'm saying to you,
Aki, you have no respect for me.
I have respect for you, brother.
I'm speaking to someone.
I know, but I was saying to you, I was saying what I was saying.
Do you respect me?
I respect you, Aki. Come on, cool. Come on,
okay, so what I'm trying to say is that, look,
I'm going to leave right now as well.
yeah, and then,
I'm going to run.
At the end of the day, if you can't take people insulting your Prophet, don't come to this parts, because people are going to abuse their freedom of speech and insult their Prophet. But you should be man enough if you are here to take it and ignore it. This is free speech, people are allowed to do it. You know? But just like it's not wise to come and insult someone's religion all the time and not talk about your religion, it's not wise for a white man to come here and say nigga, nigga, nigga.
You've got to be a bit of a fair position, yeah.
Last point I'm going to make is this: you've got to be fair in what you're saying, because essentially you're saying, anybody can come with all this rude boy slack talk, you know, seriously, or some slack talk. These boys weren't nothing on the road, and now all of a sudden they want to come to the park and want to be on this rude boy business. Well, some little idiot.
Carry on.
Yeah? Or some little fool then. Yeah? Listen, hear what I'm saying to you. It sounds dangerously, what you're saying is that, and don't get me wrong, 95% of what you say, I absolutely agree with. So let me be very clear, I'm not a hypocrite. 95% of what you say, I agree with. Where it falls down is that you say that it sounds suspiciously like you're saying that you want to dictate. No, hear me a second, hear me. I'm just saying how it sounds like. I'm not saying that I'm right. Yeah? It sounds suspiciously like you're saying that you want to determine how somebody debates, how somebody debates the point. Do you understand? And I'm saying that can't be right.
My bro, I just want to say one thing. No, I don't, because look, Sarah's been doing these things. Last time I spoke to Sarah, we had a conversation, we shook hands.
You're so fixated on him, brother.
I'm not fixated. I'm not. We had a history in the park.
Before the brother goes, just one brother. You know,
because he said 2 minutes.
Give me 1 minute, you have a minute.
So all I'm just trying to say, I don't have a problem. People that just insulted the religion, I don't talk to them, I avoid them. I don't listen to them. And I don't tell them not to come to the park and that. They have the free will to do it, and they're going to carry on doing it, regardless, you know, what I think. So the whole thing is that I believe if you can't take it, yeah, don't come to the park and this, that and the other. But what I'm saying, if you wouldn't like someone to insult your skin, the colour, your beliefs and that, just don't do it to other people. But you have the freedom to do what you want. Like you don't insult our religion, you disagree with it.
No. I choose not to do it.
You'd never insult our religion, but you disagree strongly.
Let me just say,
yeah.
I choose not to do it because for me individually, I feel it would be the height of disrespect. That's just for me individually. Because if you believe earnestly what you believe, and remember, as far as I'm concerned, what you are going for is not, what you are doing is not factual as far as I'm concerned. It's even more dangerous than that. It's faith, which means that it's something that you intrinsically believe.
That's your opinion.
If somebody believes, well, it's a right opinion, and I'll tell you why. Because if you, listen, hear the reason why, because if you intrinsically believe it, I don't believe then that someone has a right, to speak in an obtuse way about it. They shouldn't do that, and I understand that. But at the same time, they still have their right of freedom of speech, but you have the right not to listen to it.
But you know I don't go around the park stopping people from...
Speaking about you.
You know not every Muslim in a park goes around stopping everyone.
Brother, can I just say to you, the last point is that you understand when I say that there is a small group of Muslims who all look a particular way. You understand? Who anytime they seem to have a problem, they seem to have a problem with a particular dark-skinned brother. You understand? That's all I'm saying. And it seems like it's almost like we want to go into a beat a nigger day.
I agree with you.
I agree with you.
You said the majority of Muslims are not like there's a small section.
That's right. That's true.
Do you agree, because you don't choose to do it that way, that there's a small group amongst the Kemet or black people that come to the park that choose to not to tactfully engage with Muslims?
You see, the thing is, when you use the word tactfully, that's a subjective term. Do you understand? And it's subjective because when you say tactfully, it means in a way in which you deem respectful. I would say that they have a right in Hyde Park to be disrespectful. But at that point, you have a right to do what I've done on many occasions. As soon as it gets like that, what do I do?
You don't think it's wisdom to do it that way because you don't do it?
No, I don't think it's wisdom. No, I'm being clear on camera that I don't agree with it.
I know you don't.
No, I don't. But I'm still saying that what I do when I speak to people and I find that they're rude, so I don't want them to bait me up, I don't. They'd have to take something monumental to bait me in here. I turn around, how many times have I done it? And I just turn around and I just walk away, brother. I walk away.
Take it easy.
Peace out.
Cool. Just want to add one thing to that.
Okay, brother.
Like, in terms of what I've seen, I've always seen you speak very respectfully. I watch the videos online, I see you, and out of all the Kemet brothers generally, I don't know if you're one of them, I don't even know that, but in terms of, fair enough, but I've seen you speak very respectfully, so in terms of what was said to you last week or whatever, obviously strong, but just one point I wanted to make, which is fair enough, but one point I wanted to make was that in terms of like the way you speak with people, and the way, like, listen, whatever your view or belief is, if you speak to me and I'm a Muslim, to speak with me with compassion and with logic, I feel will get you a lot further. I'm not talking about you generally, whoever the brothers may be from both sides, I believe will get them a lot further in forwarding their creed rather than the abuse aspect of which subjectively might be seen as abuse. So if I come here talking, and it's just a natural, so if the Muslims are getting angry over a certain guy, and look, like I said, racism is a no doubt about it, but if someone's coming and constantly saying similar things that will be abusive, you are 100% right, we're in Hyde Park, just walk away. That is the right thing to do. But at the same time, from advice to the other brother would be, brother, look, you can see your view, whatever it is, maybe you say in a bit of a respectful way, we can have a more productive and fruitful dialogue, rather than madness like this. Do you see what I'm saying to you, brother? Do you see what I'm saying to you, brother?
Can I explain to you what happened? Because obviously it was during my debate with the brother.
Before you start me, brother, do you see where I'm coming from, brother?
No,
I'm balanced view.
I don't disagree with a word that you've said. The only thing that I would say to you, you've also strayed over into that dangerous territory again, whereby you're asking people to argue in a way which is acceptable to you. Do you know, seriously, I'm going to tell you something, this is going to sound so random, so stupid, but just follow me for a second. I started to take the train again recently because I felt I got disconnected from everybody because I drive everywhere. Unfortunately, I drove down today. And I was on the train and there was a guy next to me and he just struck up a conversation with me. And then he said to me, he was mentioning something about EastEnders. Brother, I don't know what on earth he was speaking about. Do you know the reason why? I choose not to watch EastEnders because I find it corrupt, I find it immoral, and I find it degenerative. And so, guess what I have? Yeah, guess what I have? I'm the world's greatest censor. If I'm in my house and I see that, I go in, I turn the button off. The point that I'm making is that I don't have to see it. Similarly, in Hyde Park, Hyde Park is on what? Possibly about 5 or 6 acres. If for example, Saracen is here and there are Muslim brothers all around, you do realise in order for them to be insulted, they have to come over where he is. Did you understand my point? They've got to come where Saracen is to be offended.
To be honest,
that's delusional behaviour.
I haven't seen all of the videos, but Saracen seems like someone who can speak, he's got a view. I believe he can discuss that with us without having to do that. Like, I've seen him, he seems like a brother that can speak so well. He seems like someone who's got a view. He's strong and he's passionate. I believe he should be able to do it. And look, I just don't feel like freedom of speech should become something where it's freedom of speech, so we use that as abuse of speech, where it's like, I'm gonna swear at you, but it's freedom of speech. I just don't, I get it, it's freedom, I get it's side part, and we shouldn't do that, I understand, but it's just, let's just keep it nice and discuss. You can, and I'll give you example, 1 minute. If you said about my prophet marrying a 9-year-old, that's something that, it's not a diss, it's factual, and we can discuss it. But if someone starts saying, you're this, and you're black, and you're the prophet's this, it becomes like, we don't go nowhere from there, from both sides.
I'll tell you what happened.
Brother, you're respectful, brother.
My brother, nice meeting you, man.
You're respectful, brother.
Nice meeting you, man. Inshallah, we'll talk soon.
You look after
yeah, you take us up,
yeah?
Take us up, yeah, well, it's love.
Yeah, basically, what happened over there, the reason why it was magic is because me and the brother was having a debate, and it was fine. And the reason why we had it, we went all the way over here so no one could come. Yeah. So obviously, what happened is the other brother that Sarah had an argument with, the big one, he came over. Sarah was already there.
The big one,
He was already there. And what happened is Saracen, to be fair, he instigated it because on the camera he started saying Gary Glitter, like talking about Gary, calling him Gary Glitter. Saying Gary,
like his nickname they've made for him.
Yeah, saying Gary Glitter. You know Gary Glitter's a paedophile. So he was saying, yeah, Gary Glitter basically saying he's a paedophile. So Sarah was like, bro, you can't say that because Gary's not here. He says, well, you guys.
Who's the Gary Glitter? Sarah or the other guy?
The other guy.
Oh, the other guy dropped it. Alright, cool.
Yeah. So Sarah said, how can you say call Gary Glitter saying he's a paedophile, but when
Gary Google, by the way, same guy. Yeah, we call him. Yeah.
So he was basically, he said to the guy, so basically he said to Saracen, how are you going to call him a paedophile now? But when he mentioned stuff about the prophet being a paedophile, everyone gets angry. Then that brother just heard him say that and was like, what did you say? No, what? You call it paedophile? And Sarah was like, huh? Then he said, say it again. And he was like, no, but exactly. When Gary says it, you don't get angry. And then before you knew it,
it just got escalated, yeah. And it just escalated like that. So
he wasn't even saying like because he weren't debating. Sarah was just standing there. And
Sarah basically said, how can you call him when your own?
He said, how can you call him Gary Glitter and be fine? But yeah, when Gary says stuff, you don't get angry. Like as soon as Gary says, oh, the prophet's a paedophile, that, they might get angry. That's what he said.
Alright, cool. So it wasn't directly like that. So it could have been handled. That's all Sarah said in the
That's why I didn't understand why it escalated.
Like I said in it,
but I know why it escalated. The reason why I know it escalated is because people have problems with Sarah. So they were just waiting for any little...
If you've got an issue with someone, then naturally you don't... It happens, innit? I get that.
That's what it was.
Like I said to Big Brother, like, all I've seen on YouTube, I've seen him always speaking well. I've never seen his educated and the way he speaks. He's an educated guy, clearly you can see. So when I saw him getting angry, I'm like, alright, so what's happened for him to get angry? So like, obviously, I know what he's trying to say. He doesn't agree with someone, but he'll back the right for free speech. That's what he's trying to say. Generally, and you know, my overall principle was, if someone's got an opinion, we can always discuss it, but it doesn't need to be getting like this.
But it wasn't his opinion. He didn't even mention it. He was actually just standing there. He was watching us go into the debate. But it's only when the brother started saying, oh, Saracen's here.
I'm with you.
Remember, it was only the point, yeah, when he started saying Gary Glitter, you know.
I said, but I didn't mean it as a paedophile. I swear, but I said it as a joke. Like, Allah's my witness. I didn't mean it as a
how many times did you say it?
He said it twice.
But he said it. So when he said it, he was asking him saying, why?
But then Sarah twisted it. Sarah twisted it and said, oh, you're calling my brother a paedophile, this, that. I go,
both sides got a bit.
The thing is, Gary does it every week to our prophet. And I said, you do it. He goes, yeah, but your prophet is a paedophile. And that brother then, that brother avoided Sarah, because I know he's a bit.
Okay, no, fair enough.
He loves.
But again, both sides.
It was both different.
There's no need to say one's right or one wrong, but I think the main thing is that with with the whole brothers and whatever their views and stuff, it's always better discussed with respect.
We're going to carry this on online.
If Sarah comes and says, oh, you know, you want to marry someone that was young, 9-year-old, it's better we discuss it. It's always better.
We're going to show. We're going to show how ancient Kemet used to marry young girls.
If that's factual, we can discuss that. But one thing, I think with the whole thing about the brothers there, or whether it's the Muslims or it's the Kemet brothers, I think both sides should contain the situation rather than let him. There was people from our side kicking off, and there was people from the Kemet side kicking off. I think the brothers.
The Kemet side doesn't make sense. You know what? Even when people say that, I keep telling people, we keep saying this. When people keep saying the Kemet side, it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying the African side. Because Kemet only means the land, the African. So it's not a religion.
But meaning, what's the
once people got confused is they mix in the religion, which is Islam, with the culture.
I'm with you.
So that's like you being a Muslim, but your culture, where your family
from Pakistan.
Alright, so that's like someone debating on what you do in your culture in Pakistan.
And then saying, oh, that's Islam.
Yeah, and then
when people do that, I'm with you.
Yeah,
but I think when those kind of things kick off, I think both sides should contain it. There was people there, and I think what happens, even Big Brother, like when it was happening, it gets everyone inflamed. Both sides try to contain it from both angles, rather than people getting involved and saying, oh, you're some big both sides. So me and you are there, and you're on the Kemet side, and the Muslim side. Regardless of what's happened, we should both contain it.
We tried, bro. We actually tried. That's what I'm saying. We did our best. We tried it, but what happened is,
in the end, me and Thing came and saying we spoke to Big Brother, and I said to him, brother, I always see you speaking very respectfully. I'm surprised what happened to you today. So
no, but what happened is we actually tried to contain it early on, but like I said, because people got problems with Sarah,
and it becomes
everybody ran over.
Everyone over that. It's a Sarah thing, yeah.
Everyone's head was like this.
It was Sarah, yeah. I'm with you.
And then before you know it, there's like almost 100. How many people there? 80 people.
I know Sarah speaks passion. I get all that. But you know, I think like there's no rule. Like there's no rule that says I can't come here and call someone a nigger. There's no rule. But the guy that does that, in reality, both sides should just kick him out. Both sides should say, listen, Bob, like, there's a law. You're right. Actually, it's a law. It's a law. He's right. No, Bob's got a point. Actually, it's a law. My example was, if I say something very inappropriate, everyone should say, listen, bro, we ain't got time for you. Whether you're Muslim, whether you are,
just tell him to go away.
Just go away, bro. Both sides should just say, bro, I don't care what you are, you're just taking a piss. But as long as Alhamdulillah, we all sort it out, and we can discuss it, man. We should always discuss it. It's better to discuss whatever the view is. It never needs to get to this. But alhamdulillah, when you managed to sort it out, man, you will try to stop it and you stop it.
I think we did a good job containing. I think all of us. That could have escalated worse if it was. So I think
I know this brother, and I said I know this brother as that video, because when I've seen it as that video, that medicine man. That's what I know you as. Wallahi, that's what I know you as. What's your real name, bro? Gabz, cool. Gabz, nice to meet you. I know him as that because Abdul saying, where's the medicine man? Where's the medicine man? I was busting up with that video. I was watching it. Black Dunya.
Medicine man got the cure today.
Hey, no.
Watch the video. He got cured.
It was a placebo.
You see it?
Did you watch it?
No speaking to
He's the medicine man. The thing is, it wasn't fair because he never had a chance to promote me and stuff. So we're going to do it on Time TV. We're going to do it midweek.
So the view in that video when Adnan Rashid and your boy, what's his name? Kalam, when they discussed the view, the references and stuff, what was the overall end result? That there is some text that some scholars do mention that there is some text, like he said that.
But yeah, there's some text. But we're not saying Islam is a
wireless receiver and an adapter.
We're just saying that they was.
So I can control some of the camera from here.
That's it.
I'm with
because the main thing is that the main debate what it was that Adnan said.
And this lens is one.
Show me one more source. And Kalam kept saying that. I'm with you. Okay, I'll show you more sources.
Even the sources that were given are not people that we follow. It's not these are not people that we agreed upon.
That's why I was anti your medicine.
I see what you tried to do.
Not even that. Even if they said it was, that's my point. Even if it was the whole point was to show any more sources. What I would have done. I'm not intellectual.
He said, show me, and I showed it. Now, regardless if you believe it or not, not, you showed it. I get that, I get that.
No, but what should have got shown is right. We searched up on it, we found.
No, but they don't claim that.
No, it wasn't like that.
So when you say Islam,
but they don't say that.
When we speak about Muslims, we know cultural things, blah blah blah.
Slavery is a disease. It exists within all cultures.
More time it's a generational
If you go to certain
thing.
black countries, why do a lot of black people want to bleach? Why? Because it's a disease in their head. That disease. Yeah, so and it's affected the brain, isn't it?
It's the same like in Asia. You had the same bleach.
Why do we have that? Why? So where's that? So that disease exists. So it's gone so bad that it's even affected black people within themselves. 100%. That disease exists. So it's not a Islamic thing or.
Do we say it's a Kemetic thing or not?
No, it's
it should be said it's an Islamic thing.
They don't.
No, but this is what we need to say. But when you say but when you compare it to the Constitution, because I agree with that statement as well. The Constitution is not racist. But
I heard that.
So when that's being compared to like Islam's not racist, but there's no Islamic institute now.
But I know what you're trying to say.
About Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia I don't think you're on a cultural thing. No, I got the point. I got the point loud and clear. I just don't agree with the point. If that makes sense.
No. Listen to what I'm saying, because you're not getting the point. We're not saying Islam is racist. The point of the debate was just show one source. Just a text.
Show the text.
Even if it's the bunk, we know it's the bunk, or whatever.
Show the
you
text.
He just said show him anymore. So all he did was just give up one.
I'm with you.
I get it. Not saying Islam.
He's just saying you showed me, and I showed you. I understand.
So that's like you saying,
you lot gave the medicine.
That's like saying, show me one time. So that's like someone shows a point where Arsenal beat Man United, and then you say,
it's not true.
Yeah, and then you say, show me 3 more times, and then you show, oh look, we beat this time.
But what it got made out to look, not intent, I'm not saying whether the intent was there, I don't think intent was there, but what it got made to look like was, my understanding from the video was, Muslims racist.
No.
No, but that's why they say the racist is lying. I know there is, we know there is.
Are you around for a little bit?
I'm here.
Brother, I'm going to come speak to you in a bit. Yeah, cool, nice meeting you. Take care, bro. Salam. Take care, brothers. Yeah, cool. Take care, brothers.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but that's why he said, pre-Islam, and then obviously after, and even now today, it's still going on today.
100%, bro.
Yeah, that's
100%. 100%. Oh yeah, man. Even in Nigeria, I got a Nigerian religion was talking about, you know, the tribes that, or the ethnicity. I don't know, call them ethnicities. He's Igbo, and he's marrying
Yoruba.
Yeah, and he said there was a bit of tension rising. Like away from this whole debate we're talking about. Is it like that? Still, well,
no, the only reason why is because in the actual place there was a war. There was like a little civil war between the European people and Igbo. Yeah, that's the only reason why. That was a modern.
That was a British bum cut everything up.
Yeah,
and hey, you don't live together.
Yeah.
You lot
That's what that is about. Really, obviously with the whole European Igbo, it's a bit tense.
Everything good though, yeah?
Yeah, man, there.
Look after yourself.
Yeah, man.
I don't say subscribe to my own channel. I don't get to know it. I don't want to say it. I just want people, if they want to subscribe, to subscribe. I don't want to tell them to say it now. You can go on there, you can go on there. Just say you want to do the camera.
Why are you requesting my Instagram? Why are you requesting my Instagram? You look like accepted you, bro.
How can you send me out first? How can you send me out first?
I take it, I take it.
Then Sarah twisted it and said, oh, you're calling my brother a paedophile, this, that. I go, look, the thing is, Gary does it every week to our prophet, and I said, you do it. He goes, yeah, but your prophet is a paedophile. And that brother then, that brother avoided Sarah, because I know he's a bit, he loves
both sides. There's no need to say one's right or one wrong, but I think the main thing is that with the whole brothers and whatever their views and stuff, it's always better discussed with respect.
We're going to carry this on online.
If Sarah comes and says, oh, you know, you're going to marry someone that was young, it's better we discuss it. It's always better.
We're going to show how ancient Kemet used to marry young girls.
If that's factual, we can discuss that. But one thing, I think with the whole thing about the brothers there, or whether it's the Muslims or it's the Kemet brothers, I think both sides should contain the situation rather than let him. There was people from our side kicking off, and there was people from the Kemet side kicking off. I think the brothers.
The Kemet side doesn't make sense. You know what? Even when people say that, I keep telling people, we keep saying this. When people keep saying the Kemet side, it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying the African side. Because Kemet only means the land, the African. So it's not a religion.
But meaning, what's the
because most people got confused is they mix in the religion, which is Islam, with the culture.
I'm with I'm with you.
So that's like you being a Muslim, but your culture, where your family
Originally from Pakistan.
You see,
all right.
like,
So that's like someone debating on what you do in your culture in Pakistan.
And saying, oh, that's Islam.
Yeah, and then you're
when people do that, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
But
so
I think when those kind of things kick off, I think both sides should contain it. There was people there, and I think what happens, even Big Brother, like when it was happening, it gets everyone inflamed. Both sides try to contain it from both angles, rather than people getting involved and saying, oh, you're both sides should contain it. So if me and you are there, and you're on the Muslim side, regardless of what's happened, we should both contain it.
We tried, bro. We actually tried. That's what I'm saying. We did our best. We tried it, but what happened?
In the end, me and Thing came and saying we spoke to Big Brother, and I said to him, brother, I always see you speaking very respectfully. I'm surprised what happened to you today. So
no, but what happened is we actually tried to contain it early on, but like I said, because people got problems with the Sarah,
and it becomes
everybody ran over.
Everyone ran over that. It's that Sarah thing, yeah.
Everyone's head was like this.
It was Sarah, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
And then before you know it, there's like almost 100. How many people there? 80 people.
I know Sarah speaks Spanish. I get all that. But you know, I think like there's no rule. Like there's no rule that says I can't come here and call someone a nigger. There's no rule. But the guy that does that, in reality, both sides should just kick him out. Both sides should say, listen, Bob, like, there's a law, you're right, actually, it's a law. It's a law. He's right. No, Bob's got a point, actually, it's a law. My example was, if I say something very inappropriate, everyone should say, listen, bro, we ain't got time for you. Whether you're Muslim, whether you are,
just tell him to go away,
just go away, bro. Both sides should just say, bro, I don't care what you are, you're just taking a piss. But as long as alhamdulillah, we all sort it out, and we can discuss it, man. We should always discuss it. It's better to discuss whatever the view is. It never needs to get to this. But alhamdulillah, when you managed to sort it out, man, you will try to stop it and you stop it.
I think we did a good job containing. I think all of us. That could have escalated worse if it was. So I think
I know this brother, and I say I know this brother as that video, because when I've seen it as that video, that medicine man. That's what I know you as. Wallahi, that's what I know you as. What's your real name, bro? Gabz, cool. Gabz, nice to meet you. I know him as that because Abdul saying, where's the medicine man? Where's the medicine man? I was busting up with that video. I was watching it. Black Dunya.
Medicine man got the cure today.
Hey, no.
Watch the video. He got cured.
It was a placebo.
You see it?
Did you watch it?
No speaking to
He's the medicine man. The thing is, it wasn't fair because he never had a chance to promote me and stuff. So we're going to do it on Time TV. We're going to do it midweek.
So the view in that video when Adnan Rashid and your boy, what's his name? Kalam, when they discussed the view, the references and stuff, what was the overall end result? That there is some text that some scholars do mention that there is some text. Like he said that.
But yeah, there's some text. But we're not saying Islam is
a wireless receiver and an adapter.
We're just saying that it was.
So I can control some of the camera from here.
That's it.
I'm with
because the main thing is that the main debate what it was that Adnan said.
And this lens is one.
Show me one more source. And Kalam kept saying that. I'm with you. Okay, I'll show you more sources.
Even the sources that were given are not people that we follow. It's not these are not people that we agreed upon.
That's why
I was anti your medicine. I see what you tried to do.
Not even that. Even if they said it was, that's my point. Even if it was the what? The whole point was to show any more sources. What I would have done. I'm not intellectual.
He said, show me, and I showed it. Now, regardless if you believe it or not, you showed it. I get that.
No, but what should have got shown is right. We searched up on it, we found.
No, but they don't claim that.
No, it wasn't like that.
So when you say Islam,
but they don't say that.
When we speak about Muslims, we know cultural things, blah blah blah.
Slavery is a disease. It exists within all cultures.
More time, it's a generational thing.
If you go to certain black countries, why do a lot of black people want to bleach? Why? Because it's a disease in their head. It's a disease. Yeah, so and it's affected the brain, isn't it?
It's the same like in Asia. You had the same they bleach.
Why do we have that? Why? So where's that? So that disease exists. So it's gone so bad that it's even affected black people within themselves. 100%. That disease exists. So it's not a Islamic thing or.
Do we say it's a Kemetic thing or not?
No, it's not.
It should be said it's an Islamic thing.
They don't.
No, but this is what we're going to say.
But when you say, but when you compare it to the Constitution, because I agree with that statement as well. The Constitution is not racist. But
I heard that
So
statement.
when that's being compared to like Islam's not racist, but there's no Islamic institute now.
But I know what he's trying to
People
say.
go about Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia
I don't think
they're
you're
on a
getting the
cultural
point,
thing.
bro.
No, I got the point. I got the point loud and clear. I just don't agree with the point, if that makes sense.
No. Listen to what I'm saying, because you're not getting the point. We're not saying Islam is racist. The point of the debate was just show one source. Just a text.
Show the text.
Even if it's the bunk, we know it's the bunk, or whatever.
Show the
you said.
text.
He just said show him anymore. So all he did was just give up one.
I'm with you.
That's it.
I get it.
He's not saying Islam is the.
He's just saying you showed me, and I showed you. I understand.
So that's like you saying,
you lot gave the medicine.
That's like saying, show me one time. So that's like someone shows a point where Arsenal beat Man United, and then you say,
it's not true.
Yeah, and then you say, show me 3 more times, and then you show, oh look, we beat this time.
But what it got made out to look, not intent, I'm not saying whether the intent was there, I don't think intent was there, but what it got made to look like was, my understanding from the video was, Muslims, racist.
No. No, but that's why they say
the racist is lying. I know there is, we know there is.
Are you around for a little bit?
I'm here.
Brother, I'm gonna come speak to you in a bit. Yeah, cool. Nice meeting you. Take care, bro. Salam. Take care, brothers. Yeah, cool. Take care, brothers.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but that's why he said, pre-Islam, and then obviously after, and then even now today, it's still going on today.
100%, bro.
Yeah, that's
100%. 100%.
Oh yeah, man.
Even in Nigeria, I got a Nigerian religion was talking about, you know, the tribes that, or the ethnicity, I don't know, call them ethnicities. Was it Igbo, and he's marrying
Yoruba.
Yeah, and he said there was a bit of tension rising. Yeah. Like away from this whole debate we're talking about. Is it like that? Still, whoa.
No, the only reason why is because in the actual place there was a war. There was like a little civil war between the Yoruba people and the Igbo. Yeah, that's the only reason why. That was a modern.
That was a British bum cut everything up.
Yeah,
and hey, you don't live together.
Yeah.
You lot
That's what that is about. Really, obviously with the whole Yoruba Igbo, it's a bit tense.
Everything good though, yeah?
Yeah, man's there.
Look after yourself.
Yeah, man.
I don't say subscribe to my own channel. I don't get to know it. I don't get to say it. I just want people, if they want to subscribe, I don't want to tell them what I'm saying now.